Okay, today we are going to review the difference between the Indian Stage 1 exhaust and the tab exhaust with the zombie baffles. I let my dealer convince me that the Stage 1 exhaust was the way to go with Indian. He kind of sold me on the whole. It's dyno tuned, it's all computer designed to be the right power, graph and the whole tuning system is designed for this Stage 1 exhaust. And he convinced me I was going to be happy with his exhaust system on my bike, and I'm not happy with it. It's fairly quiet. The stock exhaust, one of my buddies, Matt, if you're watching, this is for you, buddy. One of my buddies used to clown me all the time because when we were riding together, he couldn't tell if my motorcycle was on or not because he couldn't hear it with the stock exhaust. So I spent the money, upgraded to Stage 1, that's the air cleaner and the exhaust system. I wasn't happy with that. Upgraded to Stage 2, which is a set of cams, which kind of makes it throaty, which kind of makes it kind of sputter a little bit, make it a little bit more true to that kind of street cruiser kind of bike. Really wasn't happy with that either, and so I decided I was going to upgrade to an aftermarket exhaust. I was shopping around, and I landed on the tab exhaust system with the zombie baffles. One of the reasons that I'm making this video is because when I was looking around for the new exhaust, I saw a whole bunch of videos where guys would put their phones out on the street and measure sound from the street, but it was all kind of subjective. There was no real sound meter where they were able to give any kind of concrete numbers. Lots of times they were recording with a slight wind, and so you hear all this wind in the recording. So I wanted to actually take a measurement of the before and after with the Stage 1 exhaust versus the tab with zombie baffle exhaust. And it's not super scientific the way that I did it. I just downloaded a decibel meter for my iPhone, and I just randomly chose a distance of 6 feet from the back of my exhaust to measure the sound, the decibel meters, from 6 feet behind my bike. I also left my bike in the garage, but I put my iPhone outside of the garage because on the day that I was recording there was a slight breeze, and I didn't want the mic to pick up all that wind noise. I wanted to just be able to hear the motorcycle, hear the exhaust, and be able to take a look at the decibel meters and see what the outcome was. So, with no further ado, here are the results going from the Indian Stage 1 to the tab with zombie baffles exhaust system. Okay, here we have the new, I guess it's not new, this is just the tab exhaust for my 2020 Indian Chief Dark Horse. That is the tab exhaust with the zombie baffles. As you can see, quality is really high. The end caps are really sweet looking. Really pretty straightforward little exhaust. We're gonna put it on and see how it measures up. Okay, so the new exhaust is installed. You can check it out. Fit and finish is really high quality. Went on super easy, just 3 bolts you have to swap out and a hose clamp, and that is it. So with that being said, let's fire it up and see where we end up. Okay guys, there you have it. You can see after running the decibel meter that we had an increase in sound of about 10 decibels. We went from an average reading of in the low 80s into the low 90s, and a high reading of around 89, 90 to a high reading of about 101, 102, which is about 10 decibels. So the question is, how loud really is 10 decibels? If you look online, I'm not a sound engineer, but if you look online, all of the threads will tell you that an increase of 10 decibels is equivalent to 10 times the sound pressure, and that is a pretty big difference. I wish that this microphone could do the sound justice. These tab exhaust pipes with the Zombie baffles are awesome. They're loud, they're throaty, and not only are they loud, but they're really deep. The tone of this exhaust is really, really thick, really deep, really throaty. The difference in exhaust sound is night and day. Like I said, I wish this mic could pick up the difference, but it really won't. Do your best to kind of figure it out based on this decibel meter readings. And trust me when I tell you, worth it all day long to spend the money to get the aftermarket parts. Do not go after the Indian Stage 1. It's a waste of your money, won't get you where you need to be. It's just really not worth the time or the effort to go after those, and you're not going to really notice the increase in sound or depth in your bike.